Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Art of Tuning In podcast. I'm MariaFurlano. Thank you for being here today. This is a little bit of a different episode. I'm recording this just a few days after the presidential election in the United States. And as a soul coach, as a restorative coach, as an energetic coach, I work with people on emotional, energetic levels. And I also teach in my studio membership, medical Qigong and mindset and intuition. And all of these things are affected and led by the quality of our emotional state. And this election has brought up a variety of emotions for people. I think all elections do, but this one in particular, I think is quite heightened in different ways. We may be more aware, maybe paying attention to more things. I think that our feelings have become stronger, very strong on very many issues. And so I want to say that whether you are someone who is celebrating right now and feel a great deal of relief by the choice that was created, understand too that you also have your own emotional process to go through. And I want you to honor that. I want you to take care of your energy. This was a really big journey these past few months. And this is for everybody. This was a really big journey. There was a lot of energy put out by everyone. And there was a lot of energy that was bombarded. We took on a lot of energy. That does take a toll. It affects us, and we shouldn't ignore that. It's like running a marathon or training for something. We've been through a process of decision making, looking at our emotions, looking at our beliefs, being strong in what it is that we desire. And now is a time to recover. It's a time to rest. It's a time for nourishment. And it's a time for processing. And so, especially for the people who are feeling confused, fearful, sad, angry, very worried, these are all the words that I have heard over the past few days from people not as happy with the choice that was created, especially for those people. Don't ignore your feelings, but take care of yourself. Don't push through, but nourish. Get help if you need to, professional help if you need someone to really talk to about these things, a best friend if you can talk to someone like that, because the feelings that you're feeling are very important. The feelings everyone is feeling are very important. And if we truly tune in and feel those feelings and not push them away, we will be in a very different place in a year. When we tune into ourselves and when we allow what it is we feel or believe or what we're worried about to come up and out, it has no power over us anymore. The feeling state of being scared, worried, that is what drains our energy. When we are able to acknowledge, I feel really scared. I feel really worried. I'm really concerned. I don't like this choice. I'm angry. And we do it in healthy ways. We don't take it out on someone else or hurt ourselves or anyone else, but we acknowledge inside, this is how I feel. And I have a right to feel this way. And what do I need to do to allow this to come up in a safe and healthy way and to dissolve? When we're in the middle of a feeling, when we're angry or we're sad or we're confused, we often feel like we're stuck with it, like it's going to stay like this forever. I'm never going to be able to release this. And sometimes the emotions that are brought up in us are so big, like they feel so big that it can be scary. We're a little overwhelmed by what we're feeling, so we can push it down, we can distract ourselves, we can push it away. And sometimes, if we're in the middle of doing something, or there's something we need to take care of, or something, maybe we do need to pause on processing that emotion. And I want to say this to people, especially people who have to care for others, who may be leaders in a business, or who are teachers, or who are parents, or anybody that needs to be with other people, which is basically everybody. But some people are placed in a position of holding greater space for others. It's very important to take short bursts of time to process your emotions, because if you say to yourself, I'll just do this first and I'll process that later. I'll get this done and I'll process it later. I have to go handle this. This is very important. I'll deal with how I feel later. If you do that, it will be a very long time before you actually process your emotions. What I would suggest is that you create a discipline for yourself right now where you take time for you and only you to feel your feels, to move your body, to move your breath, to get into alignment, and to, of course, speak to someone if you need a person to help you move through what's coming up for you. But just by moving your body, by moving into your breath, by getting into yourself, by paying attention to yourself, a lot of things can be dissolved and healed. But if we push it off and we say, I'll do that later, I have to take care of this, this is more important. Okay, whatever, I'm feeling this now. What happens is it simmers. You stuff it down and it simmers like a boiling kettle. As that simmers, it builds an energy inside of your body until eventually, and sometimes it's very quick and sometimes it's slow, you generally kind of explode. So I'm not talking about like an explosion and you blow up. I am talking about the little bursts of yelling, being not very nice to someone else, feeling so exhausted because all of your energy is being drained because you are spending it pushing down how you're really feeling. So, for example, in the work that I do, I have to come in and hold an energetic neutrality of space so that I can hold space for others. But I have my own emotions about the elections. I have my own energy that's coming up about this. Taking time by myself, 15 minutes, half an hour, but taking time, resetting my energy, being really real with how I feel. Maybe if I need to cry, cry, let it out, and then come back. And then I'm able to move into a neutral space. But my body is still processing. I'm still allowing myself to feel. I'm still allowing myself to let go of what I need to let go. I'm not ignoring myself. The discipline is that I have a relationship with myself. I'm able to say, okay, here we go. We're going to go off now. We're going to go for a walk. We're going to go for a run. We're going to go for some stretching. We're going to do some Qigong. We're going to do a meditation. We're going to do some journaling. We're going to talk to ourselves. We're going to pray. We're going to do what we need to do right now to get to the core of how I'm feeling. I'm done. Now I need to go work with something, or I need to go take care of something, or I need to teach. So this is not the time, body, right now, and mind and heart and soul to process. We're going to do that later. And my system knows that I keep my word. My system knows that I will process my emotions, that I will go to those parts in me, and that I will access them and honor them. And so it allows me to have a state in my life where I release, where I get support if I need support, and where I'm able then to let that go and leave that at the door, as they say, and come in and use my tools and realign my energy and be able to be fully present for who I'm working with or what I'm doing. And that's what's really important, because when we don't take care of how we're really feeling, we don't honor ourselves and spend the time for ourselves to process, we can't be present. If you can imagine, it's like we have a million things that are going on inside, not only our thoughts, but all of our emotions. So, how are we going to be present if we're just crazy all over the place inside? It's not really possible, because you can't hold two energetic states at once. You either hold the energetic state of focus and presence, or you don't, especially if you are someone who is in a leadership position where you hold space for something, others, a situation. It is vital that you take small bursts out of your day, your night, to process for as long as you need to. And I promise you, if you do that, you will have an abundance of energy when you are done. A lot of people don't process their emotions. They don't tune in. They don't really go to those feelings because they think they're going to lose a lot of energy. They think that they're not going to be able to handle it. This is why often we need support and why I encourage you, get support. When you go into those emotions, when you really are honest with how you feel, you're able then to release them. And if you can imagine how much relief that brings and how much you learn about yourself, that's what's really important. That's what I really care about right now more than anything, is that we learn about ourselves. We learn why we're feeling how we're feeling, why we made the decisions that we made, and where do we want to go moving forward. We have to have that power ourselves. This process of elections and hearing all the information and being bombarded with all the information and all the noise has really excited our nervous system. Whether or not you're happy or not happy with the results, each one of us, our nervous systems have been basically put in a jar and shaken around. And if you can understand that about your energy, and you can understand that it's like we've been on this very bumpy ride and we're exhausted, it's time to rest and recover. We want to release what we need to release so that we can rest and recover and see things from a broader viewpoint and understand what's going on, but also really understand how we feel moving forward and the decisions we want to make moving forward. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. And it's okay to take care of yourself, and it's okay to do it in short bursts. Thank you for being here. And I'll be back with another episode very, very soon.